Hello, I'm with Stuart Elford from Plymouth and Devon Chamber. Hi Stuart.
Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Can you just tell us a bit about what you're doing at the Plymouth and Devon Chamber, what the types of things that you're working on, your priorities?
Yeah, so we've set our strategic priorities around three things, which is people, planet, and purpose. And there's a reason for this, not just because it sounds good, but businesses at the moment are struggling to get good people with the right skills. They need to look after their people. We've got great problems with health and well-being, mental health problems that have become more and more paramount during the pandemic. So we want to help with that, and of course with upskilling and with getting people into employment. Planet is about net zero, about helping people on the sustainability journey, and purpose is about helping businesses to identify their purpose, have a positive social impact. So we've themed our Devon Business Show around that. It's our strategic priorities for the year. And what we're trying to do is help our businesses on little steps on the way without being too preachy and thou shalt not. Just give them little practical tips, signpost where possible, hold events where possible, and just help them on that journey. Because if they look after their people, if they look after the planet, and if they have a positive social impact, they will be more successful and profitable, and that is proven.
I couldn't agree more. Very well said. And we work quite a lot with people who are setting up their own businesses. Is there any advice you would give to people setting up their own businesses, especially in the current climate with a lot of people who talk about the cost of living? What advice would you give to people considering this at the moment?
Yeah, well, do your research, don't go into it lightly, but there comes a point, somebody once described it to me as like you're standing on the edge of a cliff and you're debating whether you should jump or not, and whether you can learn to fly by the time you hit the bottom. And really, there comes a point where you've got to start flapping your arms and trying to fly. So do your research, speak to people. There's some great advice out there. You know, the city council, the county council, they have hubs to help people going into employment or into self-employment. The chamber itself will talk to you. We're hoping to launch a new offer next year to help micros and startups and even pre-startups, so people who haven't even started yet, to with a bit of peer mentoring, help them on that journey. But when I started in business, I thought everyone would be in cutthroat competition, and actually the people who were kindest to me were my direct competitors, who were quite happy to say, great, another one in the market, that's fantastic, and they gave me some really sage advice. So I would say, don't be frightened to speak to people, don't be frightened to reach out. There's plenty of free advice out there, but consider it. Do a plan, speak to professionals, have a business plan, and then when you're ready, go for it, and go for it with all your might, because there's nothing more satisfying than running your own business and making a success of it.
Many wise words there, lots of good advice. Also, I think we hear people saying that they're worried about some of the challenges. What are some of the challenges that you've seen, especially within Plymouth and Devon, with people setting up in business?
Yeah, it's a difficult time for people to plan. As we know, we've had various political changes. We've got a difficult economic climate. The inflation is really difficult. Trade conditions are difficult because of Brexit. A lot of people have got their savings diminished because of the pandemic, and they've had to survive through that. So you are starting in difficult times, but I've known businesses who've started in difficult times before, and the point is, if you can survive then, you're going to survive any time. So do your research, get your cash flow right. That's really, really critical. There are many, many businesses who are actually successful but fail because they haven't planned their cash flow. So get all that right and then just go for it.
I think that's excellent advice. Thank you very much, Stuart.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.